Hey guys, Tyler from No 40 Fly Shop in Coeur d'Alene. We're doing our fly tying segment today and gonna tie a really fun one. This is a skating steelhead muddler, and if you guys are old school steelheaders, you know how much fun it is catching one on top. I absolutely think it's one of the coolest things in the world. I've done a lot of steelheading over the last 20 years, and catching an early run, summer run steelhead on a dry fly is one of the neatest things you can ever do. And usually come around August, middle part of August, in our area, the Clearwater, the Grand Ronde, the Snake, we start seeing some of our summer run, A-run fish showing up. And man, they can be a lot of fun on top on a traditional grease lines, dry lines, spay line or single hand line. And seeing these little cool flies waking across the surface and seeing a big toilet bowl erupt behind your fly is so cool. You know, so over the last handful of years, the articulated shanks with a stinger, that style has become really popular for this kind of fly. You can really get a nice sharp hook back there and make sure that that fly or that hook is really at the latter portion of your fly. So if you're getting short strikes, hopefully that guy's going to get your steelhead hooked up. But these push a lot of water, got a little bit of flash in here. We're doing kind of a blackhead with a copper tone, a little bit of Lady Amherst in there, really cool looking fly. So anyways, this is a skating muddler, stinger style, and let's show you how to tie it. Okay guys, here we go. We're gonna do our skating stinger style muddler here. So I've already got my shank put in the vise here, got my thread tied on. Make sure you guys close this eye down really well up front here and move your bobbin towards the rear of the hook. And close up that portion back there as well. And do a pretty good job. We'll make a little transition here and then move your bobbin back forward, and then we're going to take our trailing wire, and this is Sinyo's I think standard gauge stinger wire, and get probably about a 6-inch piece, double it over and get your tag ends paired up, and then take your hook of choice here and both tags go through the eye, and then the loop comes up and grabs like so. All right. Some guys will tie this inverted up like this. You can do it that way, or you can flip it and do it downwards. That's what we're gonna do today. So figure out how long you wanna make your stinger. I usually like to give it about a quarter to half-inch hang back there. Let's get that tied down. Bring back up here. Now double your wire over and fold underneath and capture it there. Clip your tags. Okay. Oop, broke a thread, that's not good. Must have hit a little burr on that wire there. All right. Okay, good thread base layer there. Now we're going to take our wire here and we're going to tie that in. And we'll come up about there, tie that guy in. Next we're going to do a little bit of our Lady Amherst for a little bit of a tag here. So grab some of those fibers. Get them paired up. Like so, for your tag. Tie that guy in. Like that. Move your bobbin back up slightly. Grab a pretty healthy portion of our flash here. Okay, might have too much here, wean it down a little. Okay, and this is copper Flashabou. And go ahead and tie that guy in up, forward. So, and then we've got multiple strands here, so that's going to help us kind of spread the wealth out here. Good. We've got to make sure we're leaving enough room for our muddler head here, guys, so tie that down. And I'm going to take and save our excess here, so set that aside because we're going to use that later. Okay, next we're gonna do our ribbing. So I'm gonna do about 3 ribs back here, right together. Like that. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to take our flash here, guys, and tie that back in for our wing. Like so. What you can do to stand that up a little bit of a wrap back behind there, like that, just one wrap. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of a Lady Amherst collar here. So take your feather, and if you guys have tied soft hackles before, you're going to tie it in at the tip, like so. So get your feather prepped, tie it in at the tip here. Okay. And palmer that a few times to your desired. Tie that off. Okay, nice little collar there. And now the fun part, we're going to do our muddler head here. So we're using black cow elk here. You guys could use deer if you wanted. Cow seems to be a little bit, cow elk seems to be a little bit stiffer, which I like. So get a good portion. This is going to be for the collar. Tips down into your stacker. Go and get them prepped. Make sure you clean out the butt ends well here. Trim her down. Okay, and if you guys are new to spinning deer here, this takes some practice, but you're going to capture just a couple here, soft wraps, and let that sucker roll. And then start, we'll push her back a little. We still got a couple more clumps we're going to tie in here. Okay. Cool. And then go ahead and get another clump, and this is going to be for the head portion. Same, pretty good size chunk. Get it prepped and cleaned. Clean all the underfur out. And you don't need to stack your hair this time, but tips backwards. Soft wrap, and let her turn. Okay. Before you really crank it down, I'll come through here and really push that guy back. And let's get some wraps right in front here. Okay, and let's get another chunk in there. Now this one, as you move closer to that eye, you're running out of room there, so make sure you're not using too much this go around. So I'm going to use a little less than that last clump. Just want to get it nice and full up in here. Oop. Okay. You can kind of help her out there to spin. Then hold all that back. Okay, throw a couple half inches on here, and we'll glue this later after I trim it. So, okay, so typically what I like to do, guys, is I'll hold this in my hand, but for camera purposes, we'll do it like this so you guys can see it. So first cut, I want to come right underneath and trim the bottom. Okay, nice flat cut. And you guys can use a straight razor. It's what a lot of tiers use. These scissors I have are pretty darn good. Okay, now we're going to turn it back over here and concentrate here. So make sure we're still in focus on camera here. So next cut is we're gonna do an angle on the top here, like so. Moving my fly around so my camera guys having to adjust the focus here. That's all right though, you guys will. And now we're gonna start working on the sides. Okay. And you don't want to trim this guy down too much. You want this to push water. If you guys have ever seen like a Dave's hopper, the head's gonna end up being a lot like that, but keep a nice full head here. And this is what's gonna really make this guy push water. Some of the old school steelhead guys, they'll riffle hitch these. You can read about that. It's where they take a knot a particular way or a hitch of line, and they can put it through the head, or if they leave enough room on the eye, and that'll kick that fly to one particular side of the river and really make that thing push a lot of water. But that's your swinging muddler here, or your dry muddler. Pretty fun little fly to tie. Good size, got a lot of flash, a lot of bling. And if you guys are new to steelheading, just remember when you guys are swinging these dry flies, they're not as productive as maybe a wet fly, or if you guys are running a sink tip. But the excitement factor on catching a steelhead on the surface is like nothing you've ever done. It's so cool, and you'll remember it forever. It's worth the hours that you're going to put in to do that. And at times it may take weeks, could take a month, but give it a try. You know, maybe leave an extra rod rigged up in the boat just for that, and get some nice riffle maybe in the evening or in the early morning, and run one of these first through your run first, and see what you get. But thanks for joining us, and hope you guys like what we're doing, and we'll see you next time. Take care.